recognize exceptional efforts, the city has an administrative leave policy. This policy is effective for regular employees classified as members of the Managerial or Administrative and Professional Pay Plan, also commonly known as MAPS employees. As MAPS employees, they're required to conform to the ethical standards of public service and are subject to personal policies and procedures as adopted by the City Commission. And here's the intent of the admin policy. It is to establish a means by which covered employees can be partially compensated for their contribution of an unusual number of hours beyond the normal work week, as outlined in the eligibility requirements that we'll get into in a second. Such leave is non-cumulative, meaning you can't collect admin leave each year and retain it. Admin leave is also not guaranteed. It's up to the discretion of each department. So let's talk about eligibility. All covered employees are eligible to earn up to 5 days administrative leave with pay in a fiscal year. These days must be used within 180 days given and within that fiscal year. Now, there are rare and extraordinary cases that may be considered for administrative leave that goes above this cap to at most an additional 5 days with pay at the discretion of the city manager or other charter officers. So how do I become eligible? To be eligible, covered employees must be performing their duties at satisfactory or an above average level. And here are some examples of types of activities for which administrative leave is intended to be granted. It includes, but is not limited to, recurring meetings outside of normal working hours, special projects with deadlines that require substantial employee time beyond normal working hours to complete, seasonal activities that require extensive time to meet, establishing deadlines beyond normal work hours, frequent appearances before civic or community groups outside of normal working hours, unscheduled or scheduled operational contingencies. And that could be natural disasters, repairs and maintenance, major system failures, and so on. Now, that is not a comprehensive list, but gives an example of some of the things that can lead to admin leave. So what are the requirements then for approval? All requests for such leave must be approved as followed. If it's charter officer staff, go to the charter officer. Assistant city managers to the city manager. Assistant general managers, go to the general manager for the utilities. Department heads, city manager or assistant city manager. Division heads, department heads. And then administrative and professional positions, department head or assistant general manager. So as you can see, really you're going to the highest person in your area, whether that's a department head or whether you report to a charter officer. Now, are there any restrictions? Yes, there are two. There is no payment for non-use or non-request. And secondly, quarterly reporting of all use should be forwarded to the city manager's office. Other charter officers are exempt from this step. For further questions about the admin policy, please feel free to reach out to HR. We want to help you in every way that we can.